You know, it's funny. Like I was saying before I was rudely interrupted. Damn. So, like I was saying, I'm stuck in traffic right now. I said, I'm stuck in traffic right now. So listen. The funny thing about traffic is it's everywhere in your life. It's not just on the road. Traffic is everywhere in your life. See, you can come outside your house and you might not think that you're in traffic, but as soon as you wake up in the morning, you are in traffic. You are officially inside of traffic. Because traffic is a congestion of vehicles. And I see everybody as a vehicle because everybody is on the move. If I showed you this line in front of me right now, it is a long line. But my patience tell me that I'm going to get there within 20 minutes. You know, my patience tell me that everything's going to be fine once I get to my destination. And what is your destination? When you wake up in the morning, do you even know your destination? Do you know where you're going? Do you expect what the world has in store for you, or do you just go out on a whim? Are you a journeyer? Are you a voyeur? Are you an explorer? Are you a wanderer? Or are you just stationary and content where you are in life? You gotta ask yourself these questions in the morning when you wake up. Being content with yourself in your life is the same thing as saying that you don't feel like there's any need for progression. And if you don't feel like there's any need for progression, then you won't feel like you need to grow. So let me tell you what that means if you don't grow. If you don't grow, you won't produce the things that you need to produce in your life to make the generations that's in front of you, the lives that's in front of you. You won't have a chance to make those lives important. You won't have a chance to make those lives have a chance to feel like they're important or like they have the knowledge to accomplish anything in life. If you walk through life on a day-to-day basis on a lazy note, then your children's going to follow your example. My mother worked all the time. My mother worked so much that I barely got to see her. But when I did see her, she made sure that the time she spent with me was quality time. And by quality time, I don't mean that she spent a lot of money. I just mean that she made me feel her heart. And when you can make your child feel your heart, then understand that you've already succeeded, because that child is going to grow. That child is being nourished. Just like a plant, just like a seed in the grass. Nourishing that child to develop its brain, to spread among the world. You plant seeds to grow seeds. You plant seeds to grow things. And things grow when you cultivate it. And when you cultivate things, you pay enough attention to it, then it will bloom. If you don't pay any attention to anything in this world, then nothing will happen. If you don't have a set amount of goals in your head that tells you where your upper limits are, where's your capacity for love, and where's your capacity for hate, and where's your capacity for compassion, where is your capacity for just knowing and having the knowledge and opening your brain up to open a book, or to just not be drained out by social media, or just not be tuned out by the radio, because everything in this life is meant to distract you from the things that's going to happen. If you get distracted from your pathway, then you would not win the race. Not that life is considered a race, because we all trying to take our time in life to get to the motherfucking finish line, even though we all know we're going to get to that finish line eventually, which is death. But we have to understand each other before we can start progressing our planet. There's so many cars out here. It's over 1 million cars out here, and I don't know nobody. I might ride past 1 or 2 people that I know and don't even see them in the car, because there's so much traffic that I'm distracted from anything else. I'm looking at the road. I could be riding right next to my future wife, or I could be riding right next to the president. I wouldn't know, because I'm so distracted, you know, even when I'm talking to y'all. So it all go hand in hand. Don't let the things in life distract you from where you got to be. Because where you got to be is not exactly where you at right now. Where you got to be is far beyond the level that you at right now. The level that you at right now is just a stepping stone. It's just a stepping stone. It's just a stoop for you to get to where you gotta be. Don't ever feel discouraged in life, because when you start feeling discouraged, you start feeling the creepiness of failure. And the creepiness is failure. Let me tell you, that shit is weird. That shit is strange, because when we succeeding so much in life and we don't see we succeeding because our failures outweigh our success, then we will feel like we lesser human beings. We have a tendency as humans to take everybody's vision of us and make it and portray it into our personality. And that's not how it's supposed to be. Our personality can be thrusted out into a person, and that can make them want to be like us. But in the same instance, though, you shouldn't want to be like me. You shouldn't want to be like me. You should want to be like you at all points of time, because you're not going to have the energy that I have to stay motivated and to stay dedicated to a situation. You're not going to have the capacity that I have to keep a smile on my face in the face of turmoil. But you could have the same strength if you take those good qualities from people. But when you take bad qualities from people, it actually weighs down your soul. It actually puts you in a position where you don't even know who you are anymore. And if you don't know who you are anymore, then how can you actually go out into the world and make a difference? Making a difference means pledging allegiance to yourself that you're going to change you first before you can change somebody else. Because if you can change yourself, then you can change the world. Believe that, because everybody didn't start off like this. Everybody didn't have the knowledge like this to give to everybody. Everybody didn't know how to speak at first. But when you learn how to speak and when you learn how to think for yourself, that's when the whole consciousness of success and everything should have came into play. Because if you give up on yourself now, who's going to believe in you later? Who's going to put faith in you later? When you got so many different talents in your body, you got so many different categories in your personality that you want to tap into, but you're scared to tap into those personalities because you're scared of what the next person going to think about you. Why be scared of what the next person going to think about you when the next person don't even know what to think about themselves? The next person don't even know what to think about themselves. So how can you honestly take somebody's opinion and put it in your own? How can you honestly take somebody's opinion of life and put it in your own vision of life? Because your vision is not the same as my vision. It's not the same as her vision. It's not the same as their vision. Your vision is brighter, or your vision is dimmer, or your vision is just perfect, just right, that you don't want to see no bad, no good. You just want to see what's there at the moment. Don't just look at what's there at the moment. Look what could possibly be there in the future. Look and visualize the goal that you got in front of you. Put that on a pedestal. Make that your stepping stone. Make the situation that you're going through yours. Claim that victory. Do what you got to do in life. Because if you don't do what you got to do in life, then everybody's going to tell you you're a failure. And you're going to believe it, because you've spent your entire life building your personality on other people's persona. You cannot base your life on another person's persona. If you was taught by a teacher and it was your favorite teacher in the world, are you going to grow up and teach the same class that they taught? Even if you want to study the same subject, are you going to even learn the same way? What do you really want? Like, really, what do you really want in life? If you can figure out what you really want in life, and everything in your life is going to come to pass the way it should. Because you know. You're not confused. You're not lost. You're not misled. You're officially guided. And to be guided is to be led. Ooh, don't that sound familiar? Vertical loop. Horizontal loop. Parallel loop. Everything's a loop. Because once you realize that you've learned every single tendency in your life from somebody else, then you're going to think, what can you do different? What can you do different? What will you do different? What should you do different? You know? You got to have faith. Faith that everything will be okay. Because if you got faith that everything will be okay, then it will be okay. Even when somebody gets taken away. Even if your house gets taken away. Even if your child gets taken away. Even if your health gets taken away. You still have a brain with the capacity to know in the end everything will be okay. We're going to meet each other again. We're going to see each other again. This earth goes spin. This planet is going to rotate if it was without the other planets at all times. If it didn't have us, it would still go spin. It'd probably be growing a lot better, by the way. Just to let y'all know. You got to have faith in yourself that everything is going to be okay. Because if you don't, then you won't have the strength to make it. you won't have the strength to make it. You won't believe in anything. And if you a person who won't stand for anything, a person who stands for nothing will fall for anything. My mother always told me, take the bones. My mother always told me, eat the bones, eat the chicken, spit out the bones. Because if you don't take what you need from a situation and leave the rest on the table, then you're going to go away with a whole bunch of shit that is not even concerned with you. You have to put yourself in a position of success. You have to put your mind in a position of success. Because if you do that, if you know that today is going to be better than yesterday, if you know that today is going to be better than yesterday, then you can succeed and you can act on that. You can base your whole future off of those simple things. You have to have susceptibility. You have to be susceptible to change. You have to be susceptible to criticism. You have to be susceptible to family. Because family is going to be your biggest critic. Yourself is going to be your second critic. Because once somebody else judges you, then you start judging yourself. If you don't know what to think about yourself, then you won't have a positive attitude at all. If you don't know what to think about yourself, you won't have a positive attitude at all. If you don't know what to think about yourself, you won't have a positive attitude at all. And if you don't have a positive attitude at all, then you won't know what to think about yourself. Wow. You see how everything is a perpetual loop? You have to really look at everything. Like, you can love somebody with all your heart. You can say, oh, I love this person. I'm going to die for this person. No, this person wouldn't want you to die for them. This person would want you to live for them. This person would want you to live for yourself if they really cared about you. You have to live for yourself before you can live for somebody else. Before you can say you go die for somebody else, would you even die for you? Before you can say you would die for somebody else, would you even die for you? Because you're scared of death right now. So yes, you have to look at all these potential variables in your life, and you have to actually plan ahead. You have to make these things known. You have to make your brain. You have to have the exponential brain power to make every situation yours. Claim your own victory. Claim your own victory, before and after. If you don't go to church, you don't have to go to church. You believe in God right here. You got God right here. You are God right here. Know that. And if you don't know that you are God, then I forbid you from being on my fucking page. Believe that you are God. Words is just words. Don't trip about me cussing. Words is just words. It's just the emphasis that I'm putting on it that's making you feel it differently. I'm going to push the damn motivation into your brain and skull if I got to. Because motivation is something that we not born with. It's something that's earned and learned. And in turn, you'll make a way. Everybody say, well, if I can't do it today, I'll do it tomorrow. If I can't get it done today, I'll get it done tomorrow. Why you got to get it done tomorrow? Tomorrow not promised. Just plan for tomorrow to be better, but get that shit done today. Plan for tomorrow to be better, but get that shit done today. Big ass speed hump for no reason. But on another note, I feel like I need to rant sometimes because like a lot of things that I be wanting to say, I never say. You know, throughout your daily life, when you want to say things to people, you hold your tongue. It's because you're scared of what another person think. Never be scared of what another person think about you. Always know that you got the faith. Always believe that you got the potential to succeed on your own. Always believe that you got the potential to succeed on your own. Faith without works is nothing. Because if you don't do it today, it won't get done. It won't get done. And you going to be constantly procrastinating. If you turn your life into a state of procrastination, then you will never go anywhere. You will never make it anywhere because you always worried about what somebody thinking of you. You always worried about what the world view you like. If you view yourself as great, if you view yourself as important, then you fucking important to everybody. What up though, bro? Like you have to really advance your brain to a class of being man wide open. Third eye open type shit. You have to use your pineal gland. Open that shit up. Like for real. You have to really look at things for what it is. Everybody get distracted by all of the social media, all of the vocal records on the radio, all of the potential hazardous things in your life, and you don't look at the things that you do get. If you never take the time to look at the things that you do get, and you always look at the things that you don't have, then you always going to be miserable. You cannot succeed like that. It's impossible. It's impossible to make a future if you always dwelling on your past. It's impossible to live for your present if you're not looking at the gifts that you got. It's impossible to not... Let me turn off this car. I've stopped driving now. Now I can really concentrate on this. So, basically, you're going to have traffic in your life. You're going to have those obstacles in your life that you got to get over, that you got to persuade yourself to get over with. Because if you don't have your own self-motivation, then who's going to motivate you? Who's going to push you? Who's going to wake you up in the morning? Who's going to push you to get out that bed and make that next dollar? Is it your child? Is it you? Is it God? Is it your lady? Is it your friend? Is it your family? What are you living for? What are you really doing? Pursue what you want to pursue. Stop making excuses. I said stop making excuses. Pursue what you want to pursue. You're the only person that's stopping you. I said you're the only person that's stopping you. Pursue what you want to pursue. Do what you want to do. Because in the end, you really going to understand that you got all the works. You got all the makings of a real deal killer. Your brain is way more powerful than you think. Kinetic energy is a motherfucker. You could put 10 people in the same room, put a piece of paper in front of them, and everybody think fire. And I bet you that paper light. I'm lighting the fuse under y'all today. Get y'all ass up and be motivated. Be happy that you're still alive, because I'm happy that you're still alive. I'm happy that I'm still alive. I'm happy that I got a lot of friends and family that look out for me when I need them. I'm happy that I could do the same for them. I'm praying for all of y'all. As a matter of fact, I'm praying for myself. So always remember to keep your faith, keep your motivation. I love y'all. Live done.